Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, mercy, and safety to all of the Akim on the highways and byways, preaching the word in sincerity and in truth, and a healthy shalom to the elect. All right, back with another lesson through the Spirit, Lord willing, it is edifying. This is actually my third time trying to record this lesson. We do know that Satan be working, but Satan can't stop the word from going out. So, do what you do, Satan. Lord willing, this lesson records, and this app don't give me no trouble on posting it. We'll see. This is my third chance, my third try. All right, I'll be going into the shipping supply chain crisis. All right, with the delivery of goods, food, and everything else that's going on in the Red Sea, the Suez Canal. All right, so I just want to give some context to it, a little bit of context to it. Let me see what I have here. I have, we'll just go here. I have a couple of articles. I have some video I want to play to try to tie this thing together. So, just to provide some context, this is from January 11th, a few days ago. Just a quick article just to bring some context. UN Security Council demands Houthis halt Red Sea attacks as U.S. and U.K. warn of strikes. So, Houthis is a rebel group, if I'm not mistaken, Muslim rebel group, and they are bombing shipping cargo and port and ships going through Israeli and the supporting countries that support Israel. Houthis have been bombing their boats, all right, in the Red Sea, and these boats and these shipping companies, they service a lot of people, okay, a lot of people. It's billions of dollars in goods that go through those routes. All right, so they are bombing them in response to the Israel and Hamas conflict. Okay, as we all know, Israel is obliterating, those Palestinians over there. Okay, and these rebels are, doing their part and riding on them, trying to touch them and send a message to them. All right, so this says the United Nations Security Council on Wednesday approved the resolution calling on Yemen's Houthi rebel group to cease its brazen attacks in the Red Sea, and the United States and Britain hinted at military strikes. So let's keep going. The warnings come as the Iran-backed militants continue a weeks-long campaign to launch drones and missiles at vessels in the commercially vital shipping lane, which they say are revenge against Israel for its military campaign in Gaza. Exactly. And so these rebel groups are responding to, again, the obliteration of the Palestinians. So these are Muslim rebels, tearing up these ships that are going through these ports. Now, the lesson is pretty much going to be going into how this shipping crisis could most certainly spiral into and kick off or be a major piece of Jacob's trouble. Okay? Famine, civil unrest, all of these things we will see. Okay? During Jacob's trouble, but maybe before and during it for sure. All right? So we do know that that this shipping, the bombing of these ships will most certainly have an effect on the planet Earth. and mainly, not mainly, but most certainly the European countries, right? Europe, those countries over there, but Babylon the Great as well will feel it, because if the goods are not being delivered, it's going to be trouble, right? And the goods that go through these ports, there's food, there's everyday things that the household needs. Okay, there's it's just all types of parts and pieces as goods, goods, food, everything. All right, again, billions of billions, probably trillions of dollars of goods that go through these ports, and so a lot of these things have been halted. Okay, and so we're gonna play this quick video that someone posted on IG, and we're going to try to edify as best we can, Lord willing.
All right, guys, I've got a couple of red alerts coming out here for you. One of them is on shipping containers, the prices of what's about to skyrocket. We are starting to see some international reporting outlets say that you should watch out for supply shortages. You definitely need to watch out for a 2 to 4 week gap in the ability to get things to the grocery store or to the parts for your air conditioning, your heating, your lighting, everything like that. So now would be a good time if you know that you have some maintenance, you have some things that need to be topped off, maybe get to Walmart or buy it on Amazon, just because it's going to be hard to come by in the next couple of weeks. What I'm not saying here, even though we do express a lot of gloom and doom on this channel because the world is full of it, I'm not saying that this is the end of the supply chain. Just you don't want to find yourself in a pinch in a couple of weeks while everyone is scrambling. 96% of the people in the United States of America right now feel like the United States of America is in an economic crisis. They are concerned about the state of the economy, according to Credit Karma and other reporting outlets. That seems about right, doesn't it? Because 4% of the people have enough money that they don't really care what's happening to the other 96%, and that's when the pitchforks and the torches come out. The spot rate for shipping goods in a 40-foot container from Asia to Europe now went up 173%. It's almost $4,000. This is just before we started seeing this most recent escalation that happened the last 48 hours.
Okay. Good info from this dude. Two quick things. This was posted January 8th. Okay, today is January 15th, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, it is actually up 300% now. Okay, he said 170%. If I'm not mistaken, that thing shot up 300%. Okay, and we're going to get to, and the other point I wanted to make on that was this guy here, many of the people who are so-called in the know, who have some information on some things, the difference between the men of the Lord, okay, the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is that we're able to tie this thing in from a spiritual level, okay, from a spiritual standpoint, okay. We're not looking to doomsday prep, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with getting you some extra things. If shit hit the fan, I do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But we are relying on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay? We're not doomsday prepping. We're not doing none of that. And that's the difference between those who know this information and share it, okay? That's the difference between them and the prophets. All right, so I want to get into really quick the camp that we had this past Saturday, and that's a spirit, because when I woke up the next day after camp, which was Sunday, I was seeing a lot of articles going into these the shipping issues, okay, and what the heck was going on, So just as of today or yesterday, there was America started bombing Yemen in supply in response to this. So just wanted to get here. All right, let's go to the live, and then we will get some more edification.
Suez Canal toll rise by 300%. Sky News. The Houthi attacks from Yemen on commercial vessels in the Red Sea and Gulf have generated, major disruption across key shipping arteries. Now, this is from MFAT.govt.nz, New Zealand. The importance of the Suez Canal to global trade, 18th of April 2021. The Suez is one of the most important and busiest trade arteries in the world, indicating that the Middle East and African region, and Egypt in particular, are a strategic nexus for New Zealand global trade. Report. The Suez Canal, an artery at the heart of global trade. So the Suez Canal is likened unto an artery at the heart of global trade. Last month, Egypt's Suez Canal was blocked for 6 days. Y'all remember that event? Yeah. Due to the container ship, that big container ship, the Ever Given, running aground. The Suez Canal, one of the world's most important and busiest maritime trade routes, was paralyzed for all maritime traffic, resulting in hundreds of ships being unable to travel from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean. The incident has highlighted the vulnerability of global supply chains and highlighted the criticality of the Suez Canal global trade.
Suez Canal, that's over there in the east, right?
Right.
Suez Canal.
Red Sea, yeah. The 193-kilometer Suez Canal was opened in November of 1869. It remains the fastest and most direct maritime trade link between Asia and Europe. Approximately, check this out, 12% of global trade passes through the Suez Canal, representing 30% of all global container traffic, and over USD 1 trillion worth of goods per annum. In 2020, approximately 19,000 ships utilized the route. This represents 50 ships per day, making the journey between the Suez port and Port Said, carrying between 3 to 9 billion US dollars worth of cargo. According to Egypt's Suez Canal Authority, SCA, the waterway carries over of 1 billion tons of cargo in 2019, representing 4 times the tonnage transitioning the Panama Canal during the same period. So the Suez Canal is a critical global supply trade route. And right now, the Suez Canal, the toll has risen by 300%. So how do you think that's going to affect business across the globe?
So it's a main trade route from Asia to Europe. That's big. That's big. That's big deal.
1.2 trillion per year.
That's big deal. That's a big deal.
Big, bro.
It's a very big deal.
So if it just increased by 300%, that means that businesses will have to pay a whole lot more. By the way, if you kept an eye on financials, this week inflation rose by 0.2%. And businesses don't like inflation. Especially since the Fed has been saying, oh, we're going to start to pivot and reduce rates. Guess what? They're going to backtrack. And they're going to start to increase rates again. Because inflation is going to start to run rampant again, gradually. And all that inflation is going to be shifted to the consumer. You're going to start to pay a whole lot more money for gas, for food, for water, for the basic necessities of life. So things are going to get real serious out here. Now more than ever. It says.
So the beloved bro brought it out, right? Going into how Yes, 300%. Okay, it's not 170% no more. That was a few days ago. Okay, this was on the 13th. That article was on the dude brought that out on the 8th. So as the days go on, you can imagine the prices and things go up. And another point he was making was that these things are going to hit the households of the people. Okay, because when these big companies got to pay more money, who does it affect most? Okay, it affects the consumers. It affects the people. Okay, and that's the point. The point of this lesson. Okay, going into how this can spiral into Jacob's trouble, looting, rioting. Okay, because when inflation comes and hyperinflation comes, hey, shit's gonna hit the fan. Okay, people ain't gonna have it to feed their family. So guess what? Guess what happens after that? Looting, okay, rioting, stealing, killing. Okay, so pay attention to these current events that majority of the people don't think affects them. Okay, they do not think something going on in the Red Sea affects them. Okay, they have no clue. There's a lot of people who are aware, and the information is going out, but the average person living in Babylon, okay, or in other parts of the world, they have no clue. Okay, on how this thing can and will affect them in the days to come. So let's get to the scriptures. I got a couple here. Lord willing, I'll tie these in to the lesson and it'll be edifying. All right. This is 2 Ezra 9:1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay? So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is meticulously and beautifully breaking this place down. Okay? And we are to measure the time diligently. Okay? We are to see these things happening on the planet Earth. Tie it into the prophecies of the scriptures and recognize the times that we are in and recognize how close we are, okay, to the return of Yahweh Shai. Okay? And that's what we are doing. Apostle Tahar deemed this year, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. These events happening in the Red Sea with the shipping, billions and billions and trillions of tons of cargo, okay, can most certainly snowball into Jacob's trouble. Hyperinflation, hyperinflation, okay, looting, rioting, stealing, killing, okay, it's going to go there because that's what it spirals into, okay? So we ought to measure the times diligently, okay? We're gonna stay in 2 Ezra, okay? Couple scriptures and then we out of here, Lord willing. 2 Ezra 15 and 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, we may be seeing the lack of bread very, very soon. And the scriptures tell you clearly, okay, what will happen. Okay, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. When you ain't got no food in your crib, motherfuckers gonna be at your door. Okay? Trying to take your shit and get back to their families. Okay, all that cool, you was cool with this neighbor, you was cool. That ain't gonna matter. That ain't gonna matter in the days to come. It's gonna be open season. Everybody's gonna be a plate, a possible plate. Okay, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right? Everybody going to be trying to take each other's shit. It's going to be killing. It's going to be wild. And that will be Jacob's trouble, okay? We'll be in it. Something's going to kick it off. This very well might be it. Now, there's other scenarios that could kick off Jacob's trouble, but this is one of them, okay? So we're going to, let me see. Yeah, I got two more and we're out of here. Two more and we're out of here. We're going to go to Matthew 24:7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows, okay? So this is what we are looking at. We are looking at a famine, because if the goods are not being delivered, then we very well could see famine, okay? And this happening in the ports, okay? These things happening, the shipping slowing down, the goods not being delivered. This could very well, okay, usher in a famine, okay? We'll get the last scripture before I get up out of here. And my daughter in there crying. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. We'll close out here. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall cometh upon them. Salakia, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay, so that's what the people are doing now. They're sitting here, they're sitting around, they're seeing these events happening, but for them, America's going to handle it. No problem. It's all good, right? But when them stores run out of food, sudden destruction will come upon them. As travail upon a woman with a child, and they shall not escape. So I'll close out there. Lord willing, I was able to tie these scriptures in. And Lord willing, this one will go up. All right. The supply shipping crisis could very well usher in Jacob's trouble. All right. So shalom to the next one.